had a crime of a break-in in the archery in June of this year, June of 2014, of the Rocky Mountain Archery Shop. Taken in that burglary were 4 expensive bows. During the investigation process, 2 officers, Officer Richard Reiner, Officer Ryan Pelling, actually picked up a cigarette butt that was on the ground near the entry into the building. On July 9th of this year, we didn't have any suspects in this at all, or witnesses. On July 9th of this year, 2014, we sent that cigarette butt to the crime lab. Yesterday, the detective that was assigned to the case, the Sharman Rask, got a report from the state crime lab that it was identified belonging to a person that is in custody in Spokane. We then made contact with Spokane, determined that the person did commit a burglary and was arrested on July 10th in Spokane, which was just about a week, 2 weeks after the burglary in Butte Silverbow. They did recover the bows in that burglary. Subsequently, the suspect in this case was turned over to federal custody for other federal charges. We are looking to get warrants issued for charges also to be filed in Butte Silverbow County on this individual.
How significant was it to find that little bit of evidence?
Well, it broke the case because honestly we had no suspects. It wasn't a local person, so we probably never got this person. He was out of Idaho. He was just driving through town when the burglary was committed. So we didn't have didn't know about this male until we got the results back from the crime lab about 6 months later.
So this would have likely not been solved.
It likely would not have been solved if it wasn't for the officers picking up the cigarette butt at the scene.
And how, as far as police investigative work, how would you describe their work? That
it was excellent. I mean, that's not the only piece of evidence they picked up. Among the evidence that they picked up at the scene, but our officers are taught not to ignore anything when they're going through crime scenes. To it may look insignificant at the time, but pick it up and we can always send it off. You can't go back and get it. You've got to do it at that time. So they just followed good investigative procedures.
And this just goes to speak to the importance or how effective DNA can be.
Yeah, DNA is a great tool for fighting crime. It's not a 1 hour turnaround for us on the DNA. Like you see on TV, it does take time for our crime lab to do it because they handle thousands of cases.
And in this case, did come back to a match, and more importantly, you guys actually were able to. They did find the bows that he had stolen.
They did find the bows that he had. The bows on him when they arrested him, or somewhere, whether at residence or in his car. I'm not sure at this time, but they did recover the bows.
So that's pretty significant. His DNA, the cigarette at the scene, and the stolen.
Yeah, getting the victim of this made whole by getting